Wow, this is amazing. It's a brand new fucking card game. Let's get our game motherfucking on. Again, this is Swords and Shields, the card game. It's based off of the concept of tic-tac-toe. And originally was called tic-tac-toe, the card game. You know, what they did was take the game tic-tac-toe and make a card game version where you can add extra mechanics and stuff like that to it through the means of the card game aspect. But then I decided to change the name to Swords and Shields, the card game, so that way it, name-wise, it'll be separate from tic-tac-toe. But the main concept is still the same. You're still playing on a field zone, which looks like this. You see, there's nine spaces that you could place. You could place a card to represent X and O. O is shield, and X is the double edge, the crossing swords. There's red and blue. So you see, here's blue, here's red. Both players will have a 40 card deck consisting of 20 shields for the shield deck. Let me run through these right quick. Alright. So here's blue shield. You have 20 copies of these in the blue deck. And here's the swords, which is red. This will be in the red deck. 20 of these, which is half the deck. And then you'll be playing with 4 copies of every other card. As you can see, there's a red and blue version of each card that goes into the deck. So this is the swap card. It's a basic card, which means it can only be used on your turn. This card has the effect of pick 2 cards on the field and switch their places. You could pick one of your cards and one of your opponent's cards and switch the battle position, the places on the field, or you could switch with your own cards. You could switch one of your cards on the field with another card of yours on the field and switch their positions, depending on which position is better for you. You could potentially just win the duel by using this effect if you set it up right. Because the idea of the game is not that different from tic-tac-toe, which is to get 3 copies of your card. If you're using shields or swords, you want 3 copies, diagonal, horizontal, or vertical. Those are the, it's basic tic-tac-toe. As you can see, same. This is swap for red, same effect. This is counter. It has a quick effect. It means it can only be played on your opponent's turn. Its effect is negate the effect of a card and send it to the graveyard. If the card would have caused a win condition, it does not. So if your opponent puts 2 shields, already has 2 shields on the field, and he plays a shield so that he can have 3 in a row to win, you could play this to counter the fact that he played that shield card, and he won't win because the condition will not be met. And one of the rules of the game is you can only play 1 card per turn. So even if you negate the card, you still play the card, so you still can't play another card. So that's what this is for. And there's 4 copies of these in both players' deck. You see blue, and you see there's red. Next card is Reborn. It's a basic card, only your turn. The only cards in this game that has quick is the counters. All the other cards are basics. So Reborn is place 1 shield from your graveyard onto the field. Because this is blue, this is for the shield deck. Then you have red, the red Reborn, which is place 1 sword from your graveyard onto the field. So this is a way of getting one of your cards from the graveyard, one of your sword or shield, whichever deck you're playing, back onto the field, and you could place it wherever you want. So you could win by just placing it in a winning position. Recycle. It's a basic. Add 1 card from your graveyard to your hand. So you play this card and add any card in your graveyard to your hand. You can add another card. You could add Reborn, Recycle. You get the idea. Or you could just add a sword or shield back to your hand. And this is the red version. Does the same thing. This is remove. This will allow you to send one of your opponent's cards on the field to the graveyard. So you can get rid of something on the field that you don't want on the field, so that way you can have a better chance of getting 3 in a row to win. There's a red version. And of course, if you're playing shield, this is shields. If you're playing swords, this is swords. And this is Swords and Shields, the card game. The rules for the game will be in the rule book, along with, in the description below. And that's the end of the video.